Hey y'all, welcome back to FlyafterFifty, no spaces. I'm your Fly Dog D and I'm back with another video. Y'all, this is my monthly makeup basket. It is going to include eyeshadows, fragrances, and beauty items. Just wanted to do a little introduction. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. Now on to the video. Okay, first off, starting with fragrances for the month. This is Ellis Brooklyn Sweet. It has notes of pear, musk, bergamot, orris, violet, heliotrope, marshmallow, white amber, and cashmeron. Next we have Ellis Brooklyn Miami Nectar. It has coconut water, pineapple, palm leaf, frangipani, wild jasmine, lily of the valley, vanilla, driftwood, amberwood, and moss. Last from Ellis Brooklyn, this is Apple Love. It has notes of red apple, peach, green mandarin, sugarcane, plum blossom, osmanthus, lily of the valley, Madagascar vanilla, musk, and sandalwood. This is Gucci Bloom. It has notes of jasmine, tuberose, and Rangoon creeper. This is Brown Girl Jane Casablanca. It has marshmallow, cardamom, incense, suede, vanilla orchid, saffron, sandalwood, musk, and amber. This is Dolce & Gabbana's Devotion. It has candied lemon, panna cotta, orange blossom, rum, and vanilla. This is a Swiss Arabian fragrance. It's Valencia. And this has notes of apple, lemon, bergamot, rose, jasmine, gardenia, peony, sandalwood, musk, amber, and powdery notes. Next, this is an oil from Swiss Arabian. It is Zara, and it has notes of fruity notes, red berries, mimosa, marigold, vanilla, musk, jasmine, saffron, sandalwood, green notes, rose, oud, and aldehydes. The last Swiss Arabian for this basket is Amber Oud Gold. This has notes of bergamot, green notes, sweet notes, melon, pineapple, amber, musk, vanilla, and woody notes. This is Ralph Lauren's Romance. I've had this a while. This is mandarin orange, guava, jasmine, coconut, and vanilla. The last fragrance for July is this Victoria's Secret Bombshell Glamour. It has notes of Prosecco, peach, amber, and peony. So I am excited to use these this month. Let's move them out of our way. And we're going to go into the beauty items. This is everything that's not fragrances and not eyeshadow. Okay, let's start with primers. I have hydrating primers this month. This is the Fret Beauty Hydrating Primer. I covered the name because it's a bad word that I don't say, but I'm using this. Also using Cover FX Blurring Primer. Also, I'm going to be using the face primer, the Glow and Sculpt face primer from Refi. See, I think that's it on primers. All right, let's do some liquid foundations. The first liquid foundation I'm going to be using is the Cogendo Aqua Foundation, and I have this in shade 303, which I believe is the darkest shade. I'm also going to be using the Prada foundation. I have this in the shade DW80. Then I have a few powder foundations. I will be using the Makeup Forever HD Skin Matte Velvet Foundation, and I have that in 4N67. I don't know what happened to my little sponge. And lastly, I'll be using the Patrick Ta foundation. I have this in Tan 4. Has the cream and the powder in there. For face powders, I'll be using the Sephora Micro Smooth Powder. This is the old version. I think they've redone it, but this is in Deep. I will also be using this Bare Minerals Mineral Veil. This is a hydrated mineral veil. Doesn't have a shade, I don't think. So I'll be using this under my eyes. That's kind of yellowish tint. I will also be using these two MAC powders. This is their mineralized skin finish in Dark Deep. And this is their Studio Water Weight powder in Dark Deep. Those look like two different shades, except they're both Dark Deep. But here they are side by side. This one looks a little warmer. Okay. Next up for bronzers, I'll be using the Haus Labs bronzer. This is their Power Sculpt Velvet Bronzer. I have it in Deep Level 11. I will also be using this Kaleidos bronzer. It has two bronzers and a powder in here, and this is their Kaleidos Symphony Contour Trio in Deep. But I'll be using this as a bronzer because it's more warm tone than cool tone. I will also be using the Dior Forever Natural Bronzer in a shade 08, or is that 06? Deep Bronze. I did feel like it got a little hard pan, so I scraped it. And the last bronzer I will be using is from Glowish by Huda Beauty. And this is their Soft Radiance Bronzing Powder in number 5, Rich. Moving on to blush. I'll be using this Oldie But a Goodie from NYX. This is their ombre blush, and this is the shade Nude to me. It's very beautiful, one of my favorite blushes. I will also be using from Benefit another one of my favorite blushes. This is their what do they call it? It's just a blush, and it's in the shade Butterfly. It's a beautiful, beautiful orange. I will also be using this one from Laura Mercier. Carried it over from last month. This is a grapefruit. Very nice blush. Oops. And the last blush is this one from Haus Labs. This is the reformulated blushes that they made smaller. This is Color Fuse Blush in Fire Moon. Okay. Moving on, I'll just go ahead and do these concealers since they're staring me in the face. Got a few concealers I want to use this month. This first one is from Milk Makeup. And this is an 18W. Then I have this one from Jouer. And this is in the shade Amber. I also have one from Thrive Cosmetics. And this one is in the shade, y'all, these things are so small. This is in Rich Tan. Then I have one from Kofi. And this is in the shade Floaty Fizz. This one is from Lancome. It's their Idol Ultra Wear, and I have that in the shade Sue, S-U-E, Warm. And the last one is from Kevyn Aucoin, and this is in the shade, this is Supernatural. See if these glasses help. It's in the shades, let's see. It is their Supernatural Concealer in the shade Deep EC08. I believe that's what it says, so I'll be using those. Now for highlighters, I'll be using this one from Charlotte Tilbury. It's their Hollywood Glow. This is her Hollywood Glow Glide Face Architect highlighter in the shade Bronze Glow. That's what it looks like. Next I'll be using this one from Clinique. And it is called a Cheek Pop Highlighter in Gold Celebration Pop. Got a little mouse on there. It was for the Year of Red, I want to say. It's very beautiful. I'll also be using this highlighter from Anastasia Beverly Hills. This is the Reezy highlighter. It is just a beautiful flowing gold. And the last one I'm going to be using is the Glowdient Makeup Palette. And this is from, who made this? Okay, yeah, it's made from it's made by Touch and Soul. And there it is. You can do it individually. 5 individual shades. You see the gradients. Or you can mix them all together. Or any ones you want together. Very beautiful. Now for the last part of the makeup basket, these are the eyeshadows. And eyeshadows I pulled this month, if you can see I've already used some, I put little notes on them. These are the palettes I don't reach for, so I'm trying to see if I like them or if they perform well or if I can declutter them. So that's what this month's makeup basket for eyeshadows is all about. So let's just show you the ones I will be using. This is Art Nouveau. I don't know if the brand's still around, but it was K-Love, K-Lab, something like that. Let me open it. And there's that color story. It's a very pretty, vibrant color story with some neutrals thrown in to help balance it. That's what I like. This next one is a discontinued one from Nars. It is called the Skin Deep palette. And it's a bunch of neutral and cool tone mattes and shimmers. Then I have this one from Bella Beauty Bar. It's a Celestial Garden. I got this because I wanted to try the liners, water activated liners at the bottom. So that's that one. Next up I have this one is from Violet Voss. It is her Take Flight palette. Has two different sides, one like orangey, one's like bluish green with a black matte and a white shimmer in the middle. Next up I have this one from Scott Barnes. It is the, I don't even know what the name of this palette is. Oh, Snatural #1. I don't know if his brand is still around. But it's a nice neutral palette. Puts you in the mind of the Biba. This next palette from LA Girl, this is their Sun Kissed Glow palette. It is a very nice neutral palette. Warm neutral. Next, I have this one from Joa. This is the Flamingo Garden eyeshadow and cheek palette. These are bright colors, and these shades right here are supposed to be for cheek and highlighter, but of course I couldn't use that for those, but we'll see how this works. I've had this, but I've not used it, so we will see how it does this month. All right, this next one is from Bobbi Brown. This is one of her holiday, because she doesn't run the company anymore, holiday palettes. This is called Jade Stone. And there's that palette, some nice greens in here, but basically a neutral palette. Next up, we have this one from Dominique Cosmetics. It's the Moment palette. It's a very pretty palette, but I don't know, I just don't reach for it. So let's see what it does this month. I don't even, these brands, I don't know if they're even around anymore. This is a Makeup Addiction Cosmetics. It's called Flaming Love. I've had this palette a long time. Very pretty. And this last one is from Brown Melanin Makeup. I don't know if they're around anymore, but it's the Melanin Fantasy eyeshadow palette. And this is a dual purpose or multi-purpose eyeshadow because of the size. So you can use this as eyeshadow, blush, bronzer, under eye powder. You know, it's very pretty. Nice sizes and perform very well. So we'll see. Well, last time I used it. We'll see if it sticks around after July. Well, y'all, that's it for my makeup basket for July. Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate each and every one of you. And until I see you in another video, stay fly, sis.